In this episode, we dive into Brooke Lively's story, exploring the motivations behind Cathcap's creation and the transformative impact it continues to have on the legal industry. Get ready for an insightful conversation filled with wisdom, inspiration, and practical advice for law firm owners seeking to navigate the complex world of finance and law firm growth. Listen in for more. Hey everyone, welcome to the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. Today I have Brooke Lively with me, CEO, author, you name it, she does it, but I'm going to let her tell you a little more of what she does because obviously you guys are going to find out why I'm so excited about it in a minute. So Brooke, without further ado, please introduce yourself to the audience. Let them know, give them a little tour, fast forward tour of who you are and what led you to what you're doing today.
Well, let's start with what led me to what I'm doing. It actually started with me working in a law firm. So I am not an attorney. I am the daughter of an attorney, the sister of an attorney, the niece of a lot of attorneys. I can't tell you how many cousins are attorneys. And every guy I've ever dated has pretty much been an attorney. Even the guys I dated in high school grew up to be left-handed, 6'2" attorneys. I know, I've got to tell you, and I'm unmarried. I gotta find a new type. But anyway, so I, at one point after grad school, I had been working in a hedge fund, didn't have a job, went to work running my family's law firm. And I'm a business gal. I've got an MBA. I ran it by the numbers. Didn't think anything of this. Hired someone to help with sales and marketing. And all of his clients started coming to me and saying, can you do for us what you're doing for your family? And that was when I started to understand that lawyers weren't running their firms based on numbers and data. They were running them on gut instinct. And that was causing a lot of anxiety and, frankly, inefficiency and lost profit.
Yeah.
So that's when I started Cathcap. And it's just, attorneys aren't trained in how to run a business. They're trained in how to practice law and how to take care of their clients. And so helping them take care of this side of the business just makes everything run so much better. And it makes it better for everybody. It makes it better for the attorneys. It makes it better for the paralegals. It makes it better for the support staff. It makes it better for the clients.
Yeah.
It makes it better for everybody.
No, absolutely. I completely agree. I mean, we do something similar. We do more like process development and creating processes and implementing softwares and stuff like that. So definitely understand the balance of that. And I love what you do. And I'm actually really excited because you just told me the book was out. When we first spoke, you were like, I'm not sure. I mean, it could go out tomorrow. I'm not. And so we've been talking for almost like, I believe a couple weeks now, probably even a month. And so finally today you were like, here it is. And I'm like, yeah, I can finally, read it and stuff. And so with that book, which is called Exit on the Top, which I love. I love that title. It's very catchy. It catches people's attention. Like, what do you mean exit on the top? And it has a quiz, right? Which we are going to provide to our listeners so that they can kind of take it and really get an idea, because I feel that this information that we're talking about today is not only important for the lawyers to, obviously pay attention to, but it's also the supporting staff, how they can assist in the process and how that can be implemented. And really, this podcast is about thinking outside the box, creating those processes, creating those inefficiencies and filling in with efficiency is what I call it when I'm especially talking to my kids. We're playing with the puzzles and things like that, and I'm trying to explain to them how to actually do a puzzle and the purpose of a puzzle and all that. And so that's what I'm like, that's what mommy does. Mommy, helps everybody put the puzzles and the pieces together. And so it's very interesting how your take on that.
Absolutely. And, here's the thing. So we're data driven, and we were looking at our clients and understanding, some people were doing well and some people were just like killing it. And so we did a lot of research. And one of the things we found was that most of the people who were killing it were running on EOS, the Entrepreneur's Operating System.
Yeah.
And I ultimately became an EOS implementer for law firms. And EOS, it's not about the owner of the company making change. It's about that leadership team. It's about everybody banding together. And then once the leadership team shares the vision and are holding each other accountable and everybody's rowing in the same direction, then you push it down to everybody else in the firm and they share the vision and they're rowing in the same direction. And, you know, the owner of the firm can't fix everything. It's not up to them. This is a shared responsibility. Everybody has to be part of the solution.
No,
Because
and
frankly, everybody's part of the problem.
well, right, exactly. So, okay, I'm gonna share my opinion on this matter with a little story, and everybody knows that I love sharing stories. So I was a paralegal and I was up for a promotion. And so everybody's like, you're sure to get it, you're sure to get it. I'm like 4 years in, I'm running the team anyway. So they were just like, you're gonna be a shoo-in, you've been doing this, and well, nothing happens. Nobody gets the position. We actually get layoffs, the opposite, and everything else. And they start switching up systems and telling us that we need to use this system instead of, and it's just like a complete revamp, right? And we're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. What we had was working. We just needed the right people in the right places, right? Like that's really what was happening. There was nothing wrong with the software. There was nothing wrong with our phone system. Our receptionist was absolutely amazing. And so I'm just like, what, I was so confused. And I'm like, nobody spoke to us about this. We didn't have a meeting about, hey, this huge announcement. We didn't have people coming in from this new software training us. Like it was just a complete and utter like switcheroo, right? And so me being the ballsy, fiery Latina, whatever label you want to put it, I was like, excuse me. Why are we making these changes? What's going on? Well, needless to say, it was all about money, right? This new software was cheaper, more affordable. It held a lot more people with less, investment, whatever. So I'm not a numbers girl. I never was a numbers girl. So I learned the numbers.
What's the cost of switching?
Exactly. And so I'm thinking, so you're switching and you're like letting go of all these people. Who's going to do their jobs? Because our caseload hasn't changed. If anything, our caseload is increasing by the minute because we worked for banks at that time. It was a huge law firm. I believe this law firm now has like over 11 offices nationwide. So I'm like, what are we doing here? Like I was completely freaking out for people. Like it was crazy. Like I'm probably going to lose my job just for opening my mouth. But at the end of the day, I did not lose my job. I didn't get the supervision. They gave me a director's role. And I was able to sit down with them and I'm like, look, I'm not good with numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's costing us more to change than it is to actually keep what we already have. And so I sat with the owners and I sat with the C-suites and the fellow directors, and we basically hashed out a plan. And in that moment is when I said, this is what I want to do, right? This is really my niche. Because I look at it from both perspectives, right? I look at it from the directors, the C-suites, the attorneys, but I also see the people that are suffering the consequences of these crazy ideas.
Well, and it's so hard if you're jerking the team from A to B to C, back to A, back to C. That's not efficient.
No, not at all.
And they need to be part of the solution. So in this book, I think you just said it, there's a quiz in there and it asks questions. And one of the questions is, do you have the right structure? Do you have, I know, revolutionary. Do you have the right people doing the right work?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Are
there's
you talking to them? Are you having, do you even know what their expectations are? Like, I feel like sometimes we are so far removed, and I'm including myself now because now I run my own team and my own business. And, I try to have as much open talks with my team and asking them birthdays, weddings. Like, my assistant the other day was like, I need to take this day off. And I'm like, okay, great. I never really ask why. Like, I don't really get into it unless they want to share it with me. And I was like, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. She gave me a well in advance. It was like almost like a month ahead in advance. So I was like, I'm okay with that. It's not like she's just calling in. And so she's like, yeah, I'm getting married. And I was like, I didn't even know you were engaged. Like, wait a second, hold on. I'm like, what's going on here? And then she's like, well, and then she told me other things. And I was like, well, I mean, I can help you with that. She got a little more personal and opened up with me. And I'm like, look, don't ever be afraid to have these conversations with me. I am not your family. I never say that I'm the mom or anything like that because I don't want them to feel like they can cross that line. But I do like knowing their future aspirations. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years from now? So that I know when, as the company grows, I know where to put them, where their talents
what
are,
are the questions in the quiz?
I'm just gonna hand my team the book. That's what I'm gonna do. That's it. That's done.
Well, I mean, is there a professional development plan for every employee?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's so
How are they
important.
going to grow
Marketing.
those
I know you
skills?
talk about marketing in the quiz. So
Yes.
you cover marketing, you cover finances. I mean, you pretty much cover everything. I believe it's what, a 10
We
questions?
we cover everything. Oh, it's like, I don't
No,
know,
no,
maybe
it's a lot
five
more.
questions.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
Um, I say all the time, as a CFO, we talk about everything that touches the money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can show me something in a law firm that doesn't touch the money, you're going to win a giant prize. I haven't decided what it is yet, and I'm really not in a hurry to do that because no one has ever figured out something that doesn't touch the money.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone can figure it out, I will give you an awesome prize.
Yeah.
Because everything does, everything impacts it. And as CFOs, what we do is we look for those friction points, those
Mm.
constriction points, those places where it's being inefficient and is costing the company money.
I love that.
And so exit on top, yes, it's about selling your law firm because I think we're going to see more of that.
Yes.
But really what it's about is creating a law firm that runs really well. A law firm that has a lot of value, a law firm that's an attractive acquisition is a law firm that is profitable, that runs really well without every single decision running through the owner, because we all know how stinking annoying that is because you can't get anything done because you're waiting for Bob to come back into the office,
Yes.
and he's on vacation or he's in court or he's prepping for trial and you can't get
Somewhere.
his attention.
Right.
I mean, we've all been there.
Yes.
Um, and so let's go ahead and create that firm now. And then Bob can decide if he wants to sell it or not.
Yeah.
But
And I
let's
love
go
that.
ahead and create it now.
I'm always about being proactive, right? I think it's part of my out of the box thinking and how that looks like and really where that's going. But just to kind of nip it all in a bud now, because I know we're constrained in time. Tell us the inspiration. Obviously, you work with a lot of law firms, you see all the bottlenecks. So I don't want to assume, but as a fellow author myself, I know that I just take all the frequently asked questions and I basically put it in a book, and that's really where the Let's Talk Paralegal book came from. But maybe that's not the case with you. Maybe you took a couple of years and really did some research and really tested it out. So tell me really what the inspiration is, because my curiosity is really the one asking the question right now.
Um, this book's a little different. This is not my first book.
Right, that's why I asked.
I think my first book was kind of what you're describing. It was about the struggle that most attorneys have. It's called From Panic to Profit.
Yeah.
The 6 key numbers that can make a 6-figure difference in your law firm. And so that was kind of the basics of, this is what you need to be looking at.
Yeah.
Because you didn't go to law school to talk about numbers.
I think that's
a
the last
law
thing
school
we
because
talk
you were
about.
promised no numbers, right? So this is what you need. This is the bare minimum of what you need to look at to have some kind of confidence and control running your firm.
Yeah.
Whether it's you, whether it's whether it's an attorney, a paralegal, an office manager, I don't care who it is. These are the numbers.
I love it. I love it. And we'll have the link to everything that we discussed, including the quiz and of course, purchasing the book in their descriptions, both on the YouTube and the podcast version. Listen to our podcast in every app that you can possibly download at this point. Thank you so much, Brooke, for being on our podcast.
You want to know where this book came from?
I mean, yeah, tell me.
This book is because I see the legal industry changing so much.
Oh my God, that's our mission. Literally.
Private equity
I
is
love it.
again. We're going to see non-attorney ownership of law firms. And let me tell you, that is going to be so awesome because I was so frustrated working for my family because here I was building this incredible business that I couldn't stink and own because I didn't have a little piece of paper saying I was admitted to the bar. But I could run that firm so much better than they could. So, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of us that can run a firm better than a lawyer can. So there are 2 states already that have non-attorney ownership of law firms. We've got Utah, they call it the sandbox. I have heard that they might be repealing it, but I don't know that. And we've got Arizona that is just freaking going gangbusters.
I love it.
So I think there are 2 different people that are going to go in and non-attorneys that are going to be involved in law firms. I think one is the business people, and it may be people who are already working in firms who know that they can run these things as a business. The other is private equity. And when you couple that with the fact that baby boomers are retiring, we're going to see a lot more law firms being sold.
Especially with this new generational thought. I do a lot of work with the young lawyers associations nationwide, but specifically with Florida, New York, and California. That's really where main businesses are. But I see that. I see the mindset straight out of law school that they're like, I'm going to build something to sell it. And this is how I'm going to make my money to pay off my loan and pay off and they're looking also, another thing is multiple streams of revenue, right? So they're looking into podcasting and, creating books and doing all the things, right? And that revolve around law, law and law firm and all that.
It's all integrated.
It's all integrated. It all, is very coherent. And I love that mindset of that entrepreneurship spirit of these new lawyers. And when I say new, I just mean just like this new generation of lawyers coming in. I don't mean any age or anything like, it's just this new mindset that's coming out, because even though it's called the Young Lawyers Association, the only reason it's called that is because they just haven't been a lawyer long enough.
They're new to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I absolutely agree. They are building businesses. They're not building practices.
I love that. Yeah.
That's the shift.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I think for now, we can talk all day. Like, I have so many other questions. I can have you on for like another 3 hours if I could. We'll definitely have you back on for season 5. I'm sure you'll come out with another book.
It's kind of every other year there's another book.
Or another concept or another epiphany. I love it. I love your brain. Definitely one that I would pay to pick at, because I don't like when people say, let me pick your brain and then not show me the money. So that's just my new mindset. That is my 2024 mindset. No, you can't pick it unless you give me money.
You can pick it for a fee. Got it.
Right? I mean, hey. Oh man. So thank you, Brooke, so much. I love your
Well, thank
personality. I love
you.
everything about you. I love your innovation mindset and spirit and just everything that goes with the what is it? Cap? That was
Yeah.
for me. My multilingual comes out. But definitely thank you so much for being on the podcast. And I mean, I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
This was awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you. Bye guys. Until next time.